Come on in the room. Bucks win it tonight. 116-108 over the Orlando Magic. Orlando Magic. Orlando Magic. Oh, oh. Woohoo! 116-108. Bucks win it tonight. What a game. What a game. Come on in the room. Doc is our doctor. Right side Washington. He gives us our medicine in our room. We are live. Creeps across the group.
Chris King.
Justin.
Yeah. Me, Justin, Chris King in the building. Gotta talk about this one. What a game. What a game for the newcomers that have just joined, that have just gotten their way to Milwaukee. You're right, Queen Mamba 414. Cam Thomas is really a bucket. Alert the press, alert the masses, because that's what this is. Are the Milwaukee Bucks back? That's the question. That's what we got to figure out. Are the Bucks back? Oh, I can't wait to see this team with Giannis. If the Bucks are back, if they have done enough to reel you back in just when you thought the season was over, just when you thought Giannis was gone, just when Mark Stein, when Shams, when what's my man name from the Ringer, Bill Simmons, when all these people have told you that it's over in Milwaukee, that it's done. Justin Termini, Frank Isola, all these guys have told it's done. You're done. Milwaukee's done. I heard guys in Minnesota, some streamer, Twitter guy in Minnesota say, it's Milwaukee. You gotta come up off of Giannis. All the people who said this was over, hold up. Did John Horst just reel this thing back in? Did John Horst just, all the hate for John Horst, did John Horst just get you right back into the building? Because he picked up, day one, Oos, just me, Oos. Day one, it's just me, Oos. Oos, what's my name? Ousmane Dieng. Pop brought him in. He dropped off a quick 17 for you. Oh, by the way, we got Cam Thomas, 30 ball. Oh, Killer Cam. Killer Cam. Woo, I'm fired up tonight. 116-108. Bucks get the dub. Let's do it. Let's do a recap. And there's a lot of recapping we got to do. As the Milwaukee Bucks win, are winners of, what's this, 4 of their last 5? If you can beat OKC tomorrow night, that's 5 of your last 6 going into the All-Star break, with Giannis about to come into the picture and arrive as well. Get your ass in the room is what we want to say right now to you, and hit that like button. KPJ, triple-double KPJ, 18, 10, and 11. What they say he can't play? He's not winning basketball? Is that what they said about KPJ? Oh, here you go, triple-double, 18, 10, and 11. 2 blocks for you. Did shoot 5-14, 3 turnovers. Listen, if you get 10 assists, I'll take 3 turnovers. I can handle that, KPJ. I can handle it. AJ Green, 6 points tonight. Miles Turner, 5 points, 8 rebounds. Big 3 at the end of the game. Big 3 in the fourth quarter to put the Bucks. That was huge. Jericho, all of this, and I didn't talk about Jericho Sims. What Jumping Jericho. I can't stand that shit. Ain't that what Lisa say? Jumping Jericho. What does she be talking? Jumpman Jericho. What does she be talking about, man? I'm Jumpman Jericho. You gotta get her off the mic. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Her stuff. She didn't want Cam I am. Like, come on. The hell is Cam I am? Lisa, we're trying to get a win streak going and get it. Cam I am. Hell nah. 17 and 11.
Said she's like Dr. Seuss on the mic.
I don't know what the hell is going on. She like that lady to be on. There's a lady that's on Madden is terrible used to do clips of her all the time, and she was jumping Jericho. 17 and 11 for Jericho Sims. 6 of 6 from the field. Listen, drop steps. Exact quack. He says, "Cam, I am no shot." That was terrible. Drop steps and drop step alley putback. That's all you gotta do, Jericho. Drop step, alley-oop, put back. That's all you got to worry about. We'll work on something else this summer. But for right now, drop step, alley-oop, put back. 17-11 for Jericho Sims. Kuzma, rough night, but I'll take 15 and 7. He took 15 shots to get there, but he was odd at times. Very Kuzma-like game, but 15-7. I will say, great defense in the game. Kuzma on Banchero. Great. That's what he was there for. And then he also had the fast break layup as well to put the Bucks. I don't know if he was put him up or to put him up 4, whatever it was. That was a big time play from Kyle Kuzma. Cam Thomas, 34 and 4, 2 assists. Hey, listen, what they say, Justin? Get it off the rim. I ain't passing. Get it off the rim. I ain't passing that rock. 12 for 20 tonight, 34 points, 2 assists. He was a +6. He had 3 turnovers. He had a rough first 3, 4, 5 minutes or whatever when he got in. But after that, he was a bucket. He was an absolute bucket. And that's why you go get a guy like Cam Thomas. Because guys like Cam Thomas, he can get on a heater at any time. Again, I didn't know who I was watching. Did we have a guy? You might as well put a 0 on the back of his jersey. That looked like Dame. That was Dame time. But he stepped. And Jalen Suggs all up in everybody's grill, all up in everybody's mug, doing all that. And you gonna leave him right there? Okay, we're gonna end this game like this. Bang, bang. Cam Thomas. Bobby Portis was ass tonight. 4 points, 2 rebounds, 1 steal. I'm sorry, Justin. I'm getting sick of it. Sick of it. It was a whole medley. It wasn't just a technical. It's lane violation. Give up a bucket. You got nothing even happen. You yell. You got the ball. You get fouled, get a tech, or somebody pushes you out to the play, you get a tech. How you get a tech with the ball in your hand? What are you doing?
Wait till he hears Doc's post game.
Okay. I hope he don't say it fired the team up. I hope he didn't do that. Gary Harris, no points, and then our guy. You know who lost their minutes? Sorry, Pete Nance. What up, Ousmane Dieng? 17 points, 3 rebounds, 6 of 10, 5 of 8 from 3. Only thing I want to see more of from Ousmane. He had that he got the ball, attacked on the wing, went baseline, hit the pull-up jumper. I want to see that because, again, going 5 of 5 from 3 or 5 of 6 from 3, great. But I'm not sold. I'm sold that he's a shooter. I'm sold on I thought he was in the right place defensively. I thought he did a lot of really good things, but I'm not. You're not gonna shoot what he shoot from 3. You're not gonna shoot 62% from 3 every night. So I need more of that off ball. Not off ball. I need more of that dribble penetration. I need to see a little more from his game. But right now, 22 minutes. I thought defensively he was where he was supposed to be. And again, if you're gonna hit shots. They leave you open. Knock it down. Jang, very good night. On the Orlando side of things, Bane had 31. Man, he almost pulled a Trey Murphy on us. He was 8 of 11 from 3. And that last one where he was, I'm like, dog, anybody but, that was kind of how we were with Trey Murphy. Anybody but him, anybody but Bane, you leave him open. Banchero, 17 points, 5 of 16 from the field. So him and Kuz basically canceled each other out. That's why the Kuz thing didn't really matter because him and Banchero canceled each other out. Wendell Carter Jr., what's his girl? Who's his girl?
Angel Reese.
Yeah, that's who he played. That's him. They good. That's a good couple. It's a good couple. Black. Anthony Black with 13 points. Jalen Suggs 16 and 10. He is again. I don't like him, but he's a guy that you want on your team. Like he there was about 9 minutes left in this game, and Orlando upped the intensity. And Jalen Suggs, I believe he was the one on both times that stopped the dribble handoff. The Bucks didn't got 2 steals or whatever it was. He ended up with 4 steals on the night. But he's such a good player, man. I hate the way he looks, but he's a hell of a player. I'm sorry, I don't like the way he looks. Hell of a player. Like just the hard-nosed intensity. That's what you like. Our bench outscored their bench. Franz Wagner, 5 points. Mo Wagner, 12 points. And that's what we talked about the other night. Now Rollins obviously was hurt. Uh-oh, we're going to start. I ain't going to start no narratives, though. Don't worry, I ain't going to do it. Because, again, I like Rollins, but I ain't going to start. Now, let me tell you, if it was the other way around, that group would start narratives like, see how much better they play when somebody not in the lineup? That's what they would do. I'm not going to do that. But I could, but I won't. 116-108, fun game tonight, fellas. I'm fired up. Let me get to the super chats real quick, and I'll turn it over to you, Chris King. Still, everybody in the building. That's what I like. I see people in the chat. I'm liking it. You guys are back. Stay with us. Steeler Face 2-1 says, best looking win of the year. Good points. Giannis had joy on the sideline, but maybe he had Cam Bed-Stuy Curry Thomas for 30-plus on Kalshi. Oh, that's a good comment. That's a good one, Steeler Face. That's a great point you bring up. Giannis on the bench, up, smiling, laughing. I wonder if they're going to post that. Remember all the posts before the deadline of he left the bench. He's going to get some Skittles. He left the bench, got some gum tonight, was talking to Wesley Matthews, dapping guys up when Jang was hitting threes. Good comment, Steeler Face. You noticed that? It was very noticeable. One thing I noticed, too, about the Bucks bench, and again, the Orlando Magic are the team in the 6th seed or whatever it is, right? They're the ones that should be competing for playoffs and all this kind of stuff. More oftentimes than not, close game, Bucks bench were the ones that were all up versus when you look at the Magic side, not as much. So, again, I like that piece. Daryl Clayton, Super Chat says, it might get interesting when Giannis is back. It might. I want to see another win. OKC is decimated. They have a lot of guys out. I'd like to see a win tomorrow night. They played tonight, too, and it's going to be tough because they always got guys. This is how you know how good they are. They had that demon Usman Jang. He couldn't get in the game. I want him to play tomorrow night. Show him what y'all left out, what y'all missed out on. Mac P 414 says all Doc has to do is play the young guys with the healthy Giannis. No team in the East scares me in the playoffs. Oh my goodness, y'all. Justin's got to love hearing this. We got people, Chris King. We got people in here who are talking about no team scares them in the East, and we're the 11 seed right now. That the 12 seed. That's the kind of delusion I like. I like it, Mac P. Speak it into existence. We back, baby. And one more super chat. NYC Randy says, real life nerds, yeah, they are, and humans were upset at getting Cam Thomas for free. You're absolutely right. You're great super chats tonight. Basketball is meant to be watched. Thank you. Basketball is meant to be watched, not read. We know that. If you look at the people who won us the game, it was all the players Horst picked up midseason in the last 2 years. That is 100% correct. You're right. John Horst, somebody tweeted me this. They sent the MJ dunking from the free throw line, and they were basically like, John Horst on like around the margins stuff. He's MJ, like around the margin trading and pickups. That's where John Horst excels. He needs to turn the drafting over to somebody else, but all the stuff around the deadline and free agents John Horst is clutch at doing that kind of stuff. Good stuff. Didn't even get into all stuff in the game. Again, we'll talk about it. I thought the Bucks were great tonight. I thought the energy was live tonight. I thought Sims brought it. I thought Jang brought it. Cam Thomas obviously brought it. KPJ was well-rounded throughout the entire game. Guys contributed. Our bench beat their bench. One more time, let me see the rebounding battle. Bucks, I believe, won it 47-30. So you out-rebound them by 30. Let's see the math game on it. And Bucks still took one less field goal attempt. But at least when you out-rebound teams by 17, whatever it was, you get much closer than the other team taking 10 to 12 more shots than you do. So that was good. Bucks get to win 4-5. Looking to go 5-6 against OKC tomorrow night. That's what I thought, Chris King.
Definitely another couple wins for John Horst, right? Like, this is something that we did last year when KPJ was acquired for Marjon Beauchamp, and we kind of paraded that move all throughout last year and even into this year. And now it's two more moves that could potentially be wins at the margins for John Horst. So realistically, like, you see the Bucks fans, and I love them. I love all the Bucks fans on Twitter, on YouTube, and our chat that follow us. But, like, man, we sometimes just got to chill out. Like, sometimes just got to chill out. We signed Cam Thomas on Sunday, barely plays, doesn't really shoot all that much on Monday. And it's Cam Thomas is trash. Cam Thomas, we shouldn't get another small guard. A small guard is out of the NBA now. And then look what he does with just a couple of more days and a point guard that's out for us, or a combo guard that's out for us in Ryan Rollins. He comes in, scores like a microwave. And an underrated part about what Cam Thomas did tonight, and I had seen some of the posts on Twitter that were talking about, well, he's a selfish basketball player, and he needs at his next spot to learn to make the right plays and to make the smart decisions. Yes, he had some spots where he got out of control today and he turned the ball over, but he immediately doubled back and made the right play. I think of in the fourth quarter late where he turns the ball over, Orlando comes down, misses a shot. He gets a long rebound and he passes it up to Kuz, who gets a layup. Like, he could have very well came in there and just chucked from deep, like a big three in transition, but instead made the right play. So I'm thinking when you get Cam Thomas acclimated, especially to an environment that has a Giannis, that has experienced players, veterans, I feel like that is going to be a part of his game that's going to come around because he knows he can't do it by himself. In Brooklyn, easy, go for 45, shoot 30 times. It's not the same here in Milwaukee, and that's a positive sign. Other than that, like when this game was going down to the wire and there was a ranking, I think the graphics team on FanDuel Wisconsin put up like most clutch teams in the NBA. Orlando was number 3, I believe, and the Bucks were up 3 at that point. But I was impressed with how the Bucks closed this game out, and they did that by getting to the rim. They opened up the game from the perimeter by doing that as well. You saw the Miles Turner bucket, but that doesn't come if KPJ isn't getting to the line, if Cam Thomas isn't getting to the basket and getting an easy layup. Those are the things that need to happen, those smart plays to be able to close out games against pretty good teams, and they did that tonight. Another underrated part, KPJ is just so good, man. Like, I can go on and on about what he provides. Justin just changing the wardrobe on us, but I can go on and on about what KPJ provides, but there's just little parts of his game that go under the radar a little bit. 7 of 7 from the line tonight. He's up to 87% from the free throw line. Knocked down clutch free throws at the end. His playmaking I saw with Jericho Sims, that two-man game was really working for a long time. And then lastly, what I saw, 47-30 in the rebounding battle. It was a team effort tonight. You had Usman with a couple of big rebounds. You had Cam Thomas coming in giving you a couple of rebounds. KPJ goes triple-double, so he had double-digit rebounds. And then also you see Miles Turner making big plays, making big rebounds. So, man, I mean, this is really refreshing to see from the Milwaukee Bucks. They've been doing really well as the trade deadline has passed in terms of just relaxing and being able to go out there and hoop now. And I see a little bit more joy. I see a little bit more effort with this basketball team, and the depth just got better. The depth got a lot better, and so I'm hoping these new guys can get in the lineup and play even more.
Hey man, what that boy Offset say? What'd he say?
What'd he say?
Yeah, mask on 30-piece. Mask on 30-piece. We about to
there we go.
Let me get to what Doc said tonight. Put these mugs on, man. What they call? What y'all young boys call this, Chris King? This the shiesty
with the glasses, right?
Yeah, this the shiesty on the board. Let's see what good old Doc. Well, first of all, my boy that did the post game, oops. He said, I'm just trying to hang in here and help the team. He started feeling way better because he's learning the ball plays with Cam Thomas. And playing OKC is going to be great. Just got to make sure we limit the mistakes that we had tonight. Doc Rivers. Glenn Doc Rivers. Defensively, we were in the right places. A lot of good decision with the basketball, got downhill. Best play was when Cam Thomas had an ISO at the end of the game, and instead of keeping the ball, he swung it to Scoot on the ISO. He took him off the dribble and got the foul called. Sims was an absolute monster tonight. And Sims just talked about how great Sims was. They showed KPJ a lot of film and showed how he's kind of rushing through a lot of stuff, told him to slow down a little bit, and this is a difference. So this was a key thing to me. He mentioned guys that he coached off his bench, Lou Williams, Jamal Crawford. Now I have Cam Thomas. Cam Thomas wants to play right, and he's a natural scorer. And the most important thing about Cam is he competed on the other end of the floor. Miles was ready. He hustled a lot, played a great game underneath the basket. Bobby's emotion was exactly what the Milwaukee Bucks needed tonight. Says Cam really knows how to play well, and he was really trying defensively, and they kept telling Cam to shoot. And the last thing he closed with was his Hall of Fame nomination. It's amazing. He's had so many great players, so many great coaches around him that have helped him get there. But just as importantly, but more importantly, the Doc, the legend, the original MJ, the real MJ, Marcus Johnson is also nominated as well. I just saw a beautiful basketball game tonight, man. I don't know how y'all young boys be walking around with this shit on all day because that stuff is hot, man. Good God almighty. I got parts of my mustache sweating in this joint. But, this is Bucks basketball, man. And this is why I would get so frustrated when we lose to some of these bum teams and stuff like that. Because I believe that these guys can play better. And when you look at it, Bobby didn't have his best game. Miles can improve. There's a ton of improvement that can have. You bring back the best player on earth. I don't care. Fight me. You bring back Ryan Rollins. You bring back a lot of these guys. And the ceiling is only up. And I'm going to tell you this. Buddy that said that he's not scared of any team in the East. Hey, man. I'm with it. I ain't scared of nobody either. Ain't no point in being scared. If you're scared, like Snoop Dogg said, you might as well go to church.
The ceiling is the roof right now for your Milwaukee Bucks. Right. If you're scared, go to church. 116, 108. I don't know. I see people talking about Cam Thomas being a bad defender. I agree with Doc Rivers, though. I thought I was watching. I thought he competed tonight. And again, what I'm hoping from Cam Thomas is that you see a 180, a flip from him, because that's what they're saying about him. That's what the league has determined. Smaller, diminutive guards who are only buckets and cannot defend are not very valuable anymore. And that's why he got cut. He couldn't get traded. That's why he got cut. The only reason Trae Young got traded was because he's so much of a bucket and so much of a player that you think, okay, well, he has done it before. He has the pedigree to at least have some value, and he's already on a contract that is that has a lot of value on it. But Cam Thomas is those types of players are slowly falling out of the league. So I was watching to see how hard he was going to compete. And the thing for Cam is it can't be a one-night thing. It can't be a one-night thing where you come out and play hard on the other end of the floor. You got to play defense because, and again, I know he was beefing with the Nets organization and with the coach over there in Brooklyn. Say it again. So I know he had problems with those guys, and you're coming here. You're going to have to reinvent yourself and show, no, I'm still valuable in this league. And tonight was huge. And I'll say this again about, like I said, a KPJ who, again, because you see Cam Thomas, and that's why Kevin Porter Jr. is going to be the point guard on a team like this because KPJ has more playmaking skills. Cam Thomas is just more of a bucket. But Cam, when I look at him, and the way I want to think about this team is, how does this team look when Giannis comes back to it? Because that's what you're going to have. That's what they have to play. And that's why I know, what was her name? Eliza Jane. The other night we were talking about Giannis and having to play with the ball movement and all that kind of different things. The difference with this lineup, Cam Thomas, Kevin Porter Jr., include Ryan Rollins in that as well, is you got guys. Again, the team was kind of built for everybody standing around and Giannis shoot threes. You got guys now outside of Giannis and Cam. Giannis and KPJ. You got guys that can score at all three levels. Cam Thomas is a 3-level scorer. KPJ, now his three ball's been off a little bit as of late. He's a 3-level scorer, and he can get to the basket, make play. Like, that's what I want, more variety in the team, so that I got more guys that can do some of that stuff off the dribble versus everybody just standing around and watching Giannis go to work. And I'm hoping that when Giannis comes back, that you're able to incorporate all of that. And you can't just load up, because you can load up on Giannis. And I'm not saying hope guys miss threes, but there are nights where, it's a make or miss league. We know that, right? And some nights the threes won't be falling, some nights it won't. But I want a team that if you're loading up on Giannis, you ain't just got to bank, well, okay, maybe they're missing threes tonight. No. Cam Thomas might hit that floater on you. He might go to the runner and go straight to the KPJ might not settle for that 3-ball, and he might get to the basket on you, give you a little and get there. Like, that's the kind of stuff I want to see. That's why I'm asking about Jang. Like, what can Jang be? Can he add some of that into his game as well, where he can take you off the dribble? You clearly need more guys that you got to be able to hit the set threes too, but you got to have some guys that they can get the ball in their hands and make plays. And that's what we're seeing with Cam Thomas. It was a great addition, a great pickup. And then again, I just can't say more about, the rebounding battle and how you get inside and make sure, like you said, Bobby Portis said, it It can't just be the what do you say? It can't just be the bigs. All right, cool. You're right. It can't be. I got 7 from Kuzma. I got 10 from KPJ. Like, everybody's got to pick up. Everybody's got to play hard. I got 3 from Jang in 20 minutes. I saw he had 1 really nice rebound that he got. Like, everybody's got to contribute. And oh, by the way, AJ hit shots. He hit shots the other night. Only 2 of 5 from 3 tonight. But man, I was impressed. Even the double-digit loss to Orlando the other night, I figured you come back and play better. We talked about it the other night. Super impressed with the effort for the most part throughout the game. And tonight, same thing. And to your point, Chris, I saw that graphic too. Really good job competing, especially because I would say, because I thought Orlando didn't play well for a majority of the game. The last 9 minutes, or you could see Orlando ratchet up the intensity, and the Bucks handled that and they handled that pressure, handled that intensity, especially when with about 5 minutes left, Cam and Miles Turner and those boys came back in and they took care of business.
Well, that's a good point you bring up too, Trey, about Jang, because it seemed like some of those threes that he hit today, he was able to hit off the dribble. And so if he's able to continue to have that in his game, but also open up that 3-level scoring that we know Cam, that we know KPJ, that we know Rollins has, that would just be another huge addition for us. Just somebody being able to score off the dribble. He looks a little frail when he tries to take some of these NBA defenders off the dribble, but hopefully that's something that he can work at, get in the weight room. Of course, in practice, start scoring from the mid-range, start scoring from inside, and see if we can open that up. But also, yeah, I would say that when you bring up the point about Giannis coming back, it's really unfortunate how little KPJ and Giannis have played together this year, because you see what KPJ can do off of the pick and roll. And I think that will open up some of those opportunities for Giannis to not feel like he needs to have the ball in his hands all the time just going downhill, when KPJ can work so well off of that pick and roll. And I want to see more of that. I certainly want to see KPJ and Giannis running the screen and roll, because, again, KPJ is just so good at finding those guys and also being able to score off of those. And, yeah, lastly, I would just say that, like, I'm also not as worried, because when Giannis comes back, the bench depth is going to be so much, or the bench options and the bench depth is going to be so much better than what we were working with in the first place this year before these new additions and before other guys started stepping up and playing well, that I'm going to be happy welcoming Giannis back, because I know the bench is at least not going to be as ass as it was when he was taken out of games.
Yeah, and one thing, and you mentioned it. We mentioned it earlier when we were talking about John Horst, but it's just funny how this man has turned another team's trash into treasure for us. And I think that's why you saw Giannis so excited, because you mentioned him coming back, Chris. Now he comes back, and it's not if Giannis does, the Bucks do, and if he doesn't, the Bucks don't. Now you got a guy like Cam Thomas who can get a bucket. And then you have him on the roster, so there should be less pressure on KPJ. There should be less pressure on Ryan Rollins, where I got to overcreate now. And then your bigs down low. Miles, just be free. Run, rebound, go to the basket, shoot the open threes. That's all we need you to do. I've been super excited about a lot of the guys on this team, and I don't feel like they've lived up to the back of their basketball card. You're starting to see that, and I think you're seeing Giannis, you're seeing Doc, and some of these other guys goes confidence in these guys. And I think going forward, it's going to get even better.
Steeler Face says, I do feel a little stupid getting hyped up like we're back in the playoff picture, but F it, we needed this one. Let me ask you guys, like, again, 4 or 5. If you get 5, and this, I really want 5 and 6. That's why I wanted both against Orlando, but I'll take it 5 or 6 either way. Like, how realistic is this? I'm just asking, how realistic is this? Number one, how realistic is it? Do you trust that, like, again, Cam's not going to get 34 every night. KPJ's not a triple-double every night. Jang isn't shooting 60% from 3 every night. Sims, we know, isn't a 17 and 10 double-double every night. We know that about this team. Now, I would also say Bobby Portis isn't 4 points every night, but we know that about this team. Like, and I'm just going to go back to the standings really quickly. The Bucks are... So now you're 2 games out of 10th. You're a half game out of 11th. And the Bulls have lost 6 in a row. They've conceded things. It looks like Atlanta has conceded things. Charlotte's obviously trending upward in the 9th spot. But how? I guess my question: how realistic is it? What is this? What are you seeing from this team when Giannis comes back? Can they really compete? I mean, again, no, we've only seen Cam Thomas play at this for one game. Do we need to pump the brakes? Do we need to see at least 4 or 5 games like this post All-Star break? Should we really wait and say, I'm okay, let's wait until Giannis comes back to see what this looks like? Like, where's your confidence level in this basketball? Do you believe in Cam Thomas? Do you really? I feel like I do believe in KPJ. I think he's a winning player. But do you believe in Cam Thomas? We've seen Usman Jane play for one night. Do you believe in what you saw tonight, or do you need way more? Are we pumping the brakes before we can say, hey, we got something here?
I think I need a bit more of a sample size to be able to tell. But, I mean, that's the good part, right? You got to go back-to-back and play OKC, who's going to be on fresh legs, and you're going to be playing them. And, I don't know, Shea's still out.
Shea's out, and for what it's worth, they are playing right now. They are up 23 at the half over Phoenix right now. So they're both playing it back-to-back.
Yeah, oh, okay. So, but regardless, like, you're still going to have a challenge awaiting tomorrow night, and that's going to be another test for you right before the All-Star break. But what I'm encouraged about is just, again, I can't say this anymore, just, like, the depth, the abilities to play a ton of different guys that have shown you flashes. Like, even when you talk about Pete Nance, he hasn't played all that much this season, but he's had some good games. So you've got options there. You've got options if Kuzma can drop 30 with Giannis out. Jang can come and give you 17 with Giannis out. Cam Thomas could give you 34. Like, so I think they have bolstered the depth, and that makes me a little more confident in this team maybe actually being able to save face. Plus, you have the reports of, okay, maybe Giannis will play in the All-Star game. I don't know that that's true now, but, like, if he ramps up and he starts to play, like, I think they have just as good of a shot as anybody else trying to fight to get into the play-in. Like, I think it's very real that the Bucks could sneak in, and then, after that, you got Giannis in the playoffs, and you've got a strong team. The only thing that's going to kind of depend is health, because you saw KPJ again holding at that hamstring, and obviously you got the depth now at the point guard position, at the 2-guard position to at least make ends meet. But you just got to stay healthy. You've got to have the guys play. They've got to play together. They can't be one guy sitting out for extended stretch of time, and then one guy comes back and then another injury happens. Like that will I think hamper the Bucks' ability. But everything else, like from what I see from this team, a lot more energized. You could just feel it. You could feel the effort. And I think that also probably has to do with Giannis staying and the trade rumors having to be put to a halt for now. And so that's kind of how I feel about it. Like I'm going to need a little more sample size, but I am confident in the depth pieces. I am confident in the roster as a whole going forward without Giannis, because they've done it and they have a lot of options.
I think every day that gets taken off the calendar as we go forward allows this team to grow and gel more together. The thing that I really like about this team is when you bring back a healthy Giannis, doubling him is going to be a lot harder, because you got a bunch of killers around him now that can go get a bucket. And that should make his job a little bit easier as well. The thing is, all the guys going to have to play together within the offensive scheme in order to make this happen. But, I mean, hell, we were 13 games under 500, and I still thought we were good enough to be a play-in team. So my confidence in doing nothing but going higher and higher. I mean, eventually you're going to start calling me Wiz Khalifa is going to be so high at this joint. We going to be in good shape, though. I really believe that. Now, are we an unbeatable bulldozer going down the court? No, I don't think we're unbeatable, but we get this win tomorrow, and we go into the All-Star break. We're 5 games behind the 6th seed. And your 6th seed is Philadelphia. You got teams, and we've hit all of our injury woes in the beginning of the year. So you got a team here hits an injury bug, a team here goes on a skid, goes there, and we're trending in the right direction now. I just say, look out, man. The possibility is the sky's the roof, like you just said, with Giannis Antetokounmpo coming back and a bunch of guys who seem to learn how to play with him. And Doc said in his press conference, I missed that. He said Cam really only had about 1 or 2 bad shots that he could have had. The rest of them were good looks. So if he's playing within himself, because his biggest knock was he was a gunner, and he's showing effort on the defensive end, Lord have mercy, we're in a good spot.
Yeah, I mean, but again, you look at it. The Bucks are 22-30. That's 52 games. So you're right at 30 games left on the season. So the Bucks, I mean, you're really talking about to make that push and to catch Philly for the 6th seed. Again, Philly has 6 less losses on the year, 8 more wins. I mean, you're talking about. I mean, I would assume that the Bucks would need to. I don't think you can. Yeah, I don't think you can have. I don't think you can have 10 losses. I don't think you can go. I don't think 42. I don't even think 42-40 get you there. I think you need to be. I think you probably have. Wow. Yeah, I think you have maybe 6, 7. You may have like 6 or 7 more losses you can actually take on it, which is crazy to say. To get to the 6th seed, that would be tough sledding for the Bucks to accomplish. Even though Philly looks like they are going to lose tonight, so maybe that changes the math just a little bit. But yeah, like I said, I'm with you guys, man. I don't think they're gonna get to the 6, but they are of the teams that are of the play-in teams. Orlando, Miami, maybe you could argue Charlotte and Atlanta. The Bucks playing like they are right now with the healthy Giannis probably would be the most dangerous of all those teams. I just think about it like this, right? If I saw Orlando, I'm talking about if I'm a Detroit, because you're talking about the 7th seed. If I'm a Detroit, if I'm a Boston, right now, I'm not afraid of Orlando. Like Orlando doesn't put any fear. Like even when they beat us the other night, there's zero fear that they put. Like they're a hard-nosed team. They play some aggressive defense, but without Banchero playing like an actual superstar, he's playing very regular right now. So they don't really scare you like the Bucks would scare you. Put Giannis on this team and the Bucks are a little bit scary. Again, I'm not saying they should upset anybody. I'm just saying if they play at their peak, they're scary. But again, I think you're right, Chris King. You're gonna need to see more of a sample size. They gotta lock in, as Clayton says. And who knows? You saw KPJ hamstring like it tightened up. I was surprised he stayed in the game. But he did, and it worked. Ryan Rollins with the plantar fasciitis, that could be an issue. Like I think you're gonna need all those guys playing well. And to your point, you guys are right. That's the difference we've been talking about. Like when you have guys off the bench playing, you don't have to rely on a couple guys, right? Like you can rely on, to your point, because we wanted Pete Nance. Well, Pete Nance didn't play well tonight. Bobby Portis didn't play well tonight. When you have multiple guys who are balling, AJ Green didn't play well tonight. You got options because it's KPJ, it's Cam Thomas, it's Jang, it's Sim. Like you want to be able to look down the bench, and I got 4 or 5 guys that could go off. And again, tonight was very special to see. We'll see if we can put it back together tomorrow night. Did want to ask you guys really quickly, as we'll keep rolling here. Do want to ask you guys, Jeremy Sochan, is that name Sohan or Sochan? I feel like I don't know. He got released by the San Antonio Spurs. Oh, that's what I wanted to tell you guys too. Before we do that, I just want to look at these ages too, guys, in the chat. Jericho Sims, 27. KPJ is 25. Rollins is 23. AJ Green's 26. Ousmane Dieng is 22. Cam Thomas is 24. Pete Nance is 25. If you can get the youth guys, the young guys, 26 and under, those guys playing well, that's when you got a Giannis go, look, Giannis, I'm bringing back Cam Thomas for you. I'm bringing back KPJ. I'm bringing back Ryan Rollins. I'm bringing back Pete. I'm bringing back Ousmane Dieng. And it's not just about we're trying to load up and get one guy for next year. No. I'm trying to get you. I'm gonna get rid of Kuz, Bobby, and these picks, and I'm gonna get a star in here next to you with these young guys so that we can build something moving forward. So when you're 33, we still got something going, and that's impressive to me. But another along those lines, Jeremy Sochan. Let me know if I'm saying that wrong or if it's Sohan. But Jeremy Sochan is 22. gone from San Antonio. Is he another guy? John Horst has done it with Cam Thomas. He's done it with KPJ. He's done it with Ryan Rollins. Has he done it with Ousmane Dieng? I mean, that remains to be seen. But you see the movement. Do you add another guy? Now, there are no open roster spots, but I mean, are we done with Ajax? Do we need Ajax? I don't think we need Ajax. So, I mean, could you cut Ajax? Are you bringing in Sochan and saying, hey, I think if you're Sohan, like this would be a nice place to be, because you get an opportunity to play with a superstar, but you should get actual time. Do you think that's the next move, or does John Horst sit on this and kind of relax and like the roster as he is?
Well, I think it'd be a good move because, I mean, again, you're just thinking about what John Horst has done, and it's getting younger and more athletic, even around the margins, even when you don't have much to work with. And so if it takes cutting Ajax to get Sohan in the building, another guy who can, I think, what is he? He's kind of like a 3-and-D guy.
Yeah, well, remember for a while in San Antonio, they had him playing like point forward.
Yeah.
So he could handle the ball a little bit too. He has a weird little free throw going. I think he rebounds the ball pretty well too, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that certainly fits the team. I think it fits the timeline. And then you also see like some of these guys who have been failed experiments at other teams that are young. They're at least guys who can compete at a high level and compete in the NBA. We have guys on the end of the bench that just can't compete anymore. Like, I mean, you look at Ajax, and we've had him for a couple of years now, and there's no offensive game to him, and then defensively he's phenomenal. But the fact is, the offensive side of the ball has not progressed at all, and it hasn't been good since he came into the league. So I would say, why not? The only thing to me is, like, when you do this, when you get a ton of young talent in the building and you start to play well, it's going to be hard to retain all of them, I would say. Especially if they're on, expiring, or if they're 1-year deal, stuff like that. But that shouldn't be a concern. It should be win now, and I think it would be a good move, again, in the margins, just bolstering the depth, bolstering the amount of guys that can come in and play NBA minutes.
So last year you saw KPJ sign a team-friendly deal, and I think a lot of that had to do with the fact that the Milwaukee Bucks took a chance on him. You look at these young guys like Cam Thomas and stuff like that, when it seemed like not a lot of teams wanted him, and John Horst told him from the beginning, I want you. I want to bring you here to Milwaukee. I've wanted you for a while. Now you look at the Sohan guy down there in San Antonio. So when you're comparing them to Ajax, good cog on that UConn national championship team, great in the collegiate level. As far as when you're looking at the NBA level, yeah, it's a lot lacking right now, and he hasn't really developed. And I'm a big Ajax fan, man. I think he's a good kid. I think he puts forth a lot of effort and stuff like that. But this ain't the class project, bro. We trying to win a championship here. So you see this kid, Sohan, 2 rookie teams his first 2 years, or rookie sophomore year. Ajax never qualified for any of that. And for whatever reason, when they brought in Carter Bryant to San Antonio, his minutes decreased tremendously. So bring him here. And you can never have too many 3s, 4s, and 5s on a basketball team that are athletic, that can jump out the gym, that can rebound the basketball, and that can defend a bigger player on the floor. So I think you bring him, you roll the dice, and you see what you got. And hey, guess what? You got a roster full of young players that can hoop now. So if you crap on this throw, it's all right.
Yeah, and I think you talk about the positive for Sochan, I don't know. The positive for Jeremy is that you got a guy, I think he's like 6'9", something like that. Like, that's the size of player that you're looking for. Rebounder, defender. I don't know that he's a good shooter. Someone's asked about his game. I don't know shooting wise how good he is doing that. But at least I think he has an NBA game, unlike, because he's talking about defender, rebound. You're talking about Ajax. I think he has an NBA. Like, I don't think he's afraid to, like, look at the basket, which is the problem Ajax kind of has. So I mean, he's an athletic player, can like to talk about these big wing, put him in, play defense. Somebody's talking about talking about contracts and KPJ. I mean, so KPJ is going to be up for a deal. Thomas is going to be up for a deal as well. I don't know if you pick one. I don't know how. I don't know what. I also don't. I don't know what. I just don't know value. I really don't know value on the market for either one of those guys. Like I don't know. Again, Cam Thomas got waived. I don't know. They're clearly not like people just out to go grab or want Cam Thomas. I don't know about Cape. Again, I think KPJ is a little different because I think he plays defense, but I think it had to be a team that wants KPJ to come in and at least run a backup unit. Like I don't think you have. Not to say he can't. He's not a role player, but it's hard. KPJ is not a stay in the corner player. Like you have to have him on ball doing things. And I think Doc Rivers maybe has him doing a little too much at times, but he's not. And again, that's what the NBA has changed. That's what it's changed to. They want guys. There are less guys that they want to be able to let just go run wild. It's really a role playing league now, where you have players, and there are a lot of players who make their money basically standing around hitting threes. And that or stand and get open look and they get a few looks again. Like there's not every team has one or two of those guys that just can kind of do whatever they want to do. Like look at Miles Turner. Miles Turner makes $25 million and really is a stand and shoot guy. That's what he is. Stand and shoot and defend the rim. Like that's what he does and makes $25 million doing it. So I mean, you've got to pick and choose where you want players at and what value is. Again, people are talking about who's the GM. I really don't know the value. I really don't know the value on a Cam Thomas, on a KPJ. I'm assuming I would assume it's somewhere between 12 and 15 for K. But I really couldn't tell you. I really don't know. It's going to be interesting. But again, you want those bigger players to be able to defend wings and knock down shots, and hopefully we'll see if John Horst elects to bring him in. I would be interested to see it. I think it would work. I really do. Anything else before we go ahead, Justin?
I'd be careful just saying that you think Cam is 12 to 15 or any of these guys, because no one thought that Gary Trent Jr. was a $4 million player, especially.
That's true.
Now, I know he dropped the ball, but before he dropping that basketball, he had a hell of a playoff series against the Indianapolis Pacers, and I thought that there was no way he was going to go for anything less than 10 to 15.
Good point.
I did want to read one comment because I know my guy Chris King is here. So I don't know if you saw what Lewis Fleming said. He said, we might get lucky and land A.J. Johnson back. He's been on 2 teams already.
Yeah.
I'm going to opt out of that. So the only other thing I have on that topic is, like, I always bring it back to, okay, what is the player value, though? Because we kind of saved their careers, essentially, right? Like, these guys could have been playing overseas. They could have been – but we gave them the opportunity. We gave them the platform to reinvent their careers in Milwaukee. And what does the player value that at all? Now, a lot of will probably come down to money and location, of course. What's the most important thing in real estate? Location. Location. Yeah, so that is a factor, of course. But I also wonder about that, like, little 25%, 20% that's like, okay, these guys gave me a shot. I like being here. I like competing. So how much weight does that carry for these guys that could potentially walk?
That's a good point. And to your point, Justin, I was surprised. That Gary Trent went for as little as he did. And but you know what? The GMs were right, because Gary Trent, I mean, outside last 5, and then he hadn't got to court last. He's been DNP CD last 2 games. He's had a rough year. So they clearly knew exactly what they were doing when they elected to dog out here eating batteries. When they elected to what's going on? When they elected to get nobody wanted to go get him. So that's how that went. And like I said, they were correct in that. All All right. Anything else you guys want to get at before I start looking and see what's going on Twitter?
Nope.
Nah, we should have a happy night on Twitter tonight. Shouldn't be nobody upset.
It should be. Let's see how
the
happy the people
tankers might be upset.
Say, the tank. Yeah, they probably will be. Let's see. Here we go. At Wisconsin, HFC says Cam Thomas and Ousmane Dieng will rightly get most of the praise, but can we talk about how much of an improvement we're seeing from Jericho Sims? I know the bar was pretty low, but the big fella's clearly putting the work in. Love to see it. I agree. At Light Sarah says Green needs to be part of the bench unit. Reduce his role to a three-point specialist. Start Cam. More playing time for Oos. Make him an occasional starter if his productivity holds. At BShady_Virgo says Cam Thomas just took Ryland's spot. Put KPJ at the point because he is clearly the best playmaker on the team. Have Cam at the 2, please. Are you with that? Did Cam in one game take Ryan Ryland's spot? All right. At Shaq B94 says I've seen the light. Ryan Rollins, the KPJ. Well, he's giving a lineup here. Can you win enough games, make it to the play-in, and be feisty in the first round? When Giannis gets back, we can chill on the Bobby Portis minutes. I better not see any more Gary Harris. With a competent coach, this team is dangerous. See, at Sunk345 says Cam Thomas was a scapegoat in Brooklyn. Those guys were just ass. At Robbie Digital says, don't let this Bucks team sink into the playoffs with arrested Giannis. Hashtag fear the deer. Couple more here at Twin for Life 09 says Bucks basketball is back. This is a fun one to watch. We still need to learn how to limit the wide open 3-pointers. I agree there. E-Ryan99 says John Horst got to be the king of the margins. And MKE Bucks 91 says this game is the exact reason you can defend the team's stance of wanting to make a push for it. Nobody in the East is unbeatable. Get Giannis healthy, and it's yours if you find that chemistry. That's a good. I mean, these aren't bad points, and you're right. Everybody happy in Twitter land today. They're not wrong. Like, this is, you can make a run for this. You can make a push for it. You got to play some really good ball though, with where the Bucks are. But it's right there for you. And I don't know. And Mark says KPJ will be here next season unless he's taking a discount, guaranteed. Do you think? Because I believe we have his bird rights or so. We have some kind of rights on KPJ. I think we could pay him up to like $14-15 million. So I don't know.
But I think what Chris just said about the loyalty of people giving him a second chance, like this man was cast away playing in Greece and everywhere else in the world and couldn't sniff the floor in the Clippers, and you throw in a Marshawn Beauchamp. So I think he would reward that loyalty at some point because these guys are young enough to still make it. But I don't know. I'm not going to count another man's pocket for him. But I think Chris just has some credence in what he says as far as some of that loyalty. Only thing that I say, man, all y'all folks, one game. Look, this is a phenomenal game by Cam. Love Cam. Glad he's a Buck. The real killer Cam. Said what I said. However, we have not seen that dude hoop with Giannis yet. Like, let's chill. We got to keep some scoring punches off the bench too. Can't put all your scoring from the bench in the starting lineup because then we go back to getting killed by 30 when Giannis steps off the floor. But phenomenal game for Cam Thomas. Nothing I can take away from that guy or pretty much anybody on his team, man. Great, solid Bucks win for everybody.
I'll say the Cam Thomas game has already surpassed the one Cole Anthony game. That's what I'll say.
Yeah.
And that should be true for everybody.
Oh, that's facts.
Mark Gomes says, y'all telling dudes what to do with their money and future, ... Then somebody said he's that Cam is like Kyrie Irving. I don't know if I'm going that far either. James Moore says, I would give Kevin Porter Jr. $10 million. Yeah, I give him 10. I give him 10. Yeah, $15 million for KP. Again, that seems like a lot, but we'll see. All right.
He made a 3 tonight.
Who?
KPJ. There we go.
He did, and they tried to take it away from him too.
Yeah.
So I'm glad he got it. All right, this will be a good one. Game balls. Where are you going?
It's got to be Cam Thomas for me. Just what he did, 3-level scoring. He had some crazy buckets. I specifically remember, obviously, a 35-footer
deep shot
at the end. But then also, like, at the end of the shot clock, like you're looking for a bailout, he's backing some guy down on the right side and turn around fade like over a much bigger defender. Can't remember who it was, but like that's the kind of stuff that we got him for. Like that's why we got him to be able to score all three levels, make plays, and again, like he's making some of the smart decisions. He's not completely out of control. He wasn't tonight, at least, and I have no complaints about his effort on defense. I think defensively he was in the right spots most of the time. He did leave a wide open three on the left side one time, but Doc took a quick timeout and hopefully he realized what he did wrong there. But yeah, I mean, I'm super happy that he's able to come in and make this big of an impact in just his second game as a Buck. So I go Cam Thomas, a.k.a. Smile, a.k.a. another man's trash is another man's treasure. There we go.
Chat going crazy, man.
They do.
Cam to the Bucks is Michael Parsons to the Packers move.
They say
Buddy
like
earlier,
he doesn't smile, right? That's I think that's what it was.
Buddy earlier said Cam is like Kobe. He's like Michael Jordan. I think some of these dudes be baiting these other dudes into pissing them off on purpose, man. It's hilarious. Yeah, Chris gave it to Cam. I love it. I think Cam was an absolute dog today. You know, mask on 30-piece for sure. I gotta so if Chris gave it to Cam, I'm gonna go with messed around and got a triple-double. KPJ. Making the right basketball plays, scoring the basketball when it needed to be scoring, rebound the basketball, took Bobby's message to heart and made sure, hey, you said people need to get down there and rebound. I'm gonna go grab 10 of these things for you tonight, man. So I'm gonna go Mr. KPJ, aka that's the only dude that paint his nails I rock with, aka fashionista, aka y'all still want to hate on me because of my past transgressions, aka I'm not guilty and I'm not filthy, aka future Milwaukee Buck All-Star.
Man said not guilty. Oh, you better get us canceled. All right.
Not guilty and not filthy.
Not guilty, not filthy. All right. You know what, James Moore? I'm gonna go Jericho Sims game ball. We'll do something different. We'll go Jericho Sims. 17 points, 11 rebounds. Is that a high for Jericho Sims? What's his?
I think it was. Yeah, I think I heard
that. A high? Yeah. 2 assists tonight, 6 of 6 from the field. Love to see it. +6 on the plus minus. Jericho Sims gets my game ball, a.k.a. Jumping Jericho, a.k.a. Jumpman, a.k.a. 00, a.k.a. hair looking like Anderson Varejao.
Yeah, I got to give out JTs too after such an epic win. Someone need to give out JTs.
Go ahead, give out JTs.
Go ahead, Chris.
I don't know what JT would. JT would give it to Cam, aka Cam I am.
Cam I am. All right, here we go. Okay, so there we go. Good stuff there, fellas. 116-108 Bucks beat the Orlando Magic. Let's do it. Let's see who. Let's look around the league. Look around here. 101-66. Do the Suns have people out? Why are they down 101-66? Okay, Gillespie's in. Okay, they don't have. Okay, so Booker's not playing. Yeah, this is ridiculous. Dylan Brooks has 23, but 101-66 in the third quarter. They can be about 40. The Jazz are beating the Kings by 30. Talk about some real tank commanders. The Nuggets, 81-72 in the third over the Grizzlies right now. The Warriors on ESPN are up 10 over the Spurs. Hornets, hard-fought victory over the Atlanta Hawks tonight. Cavs beat the Wizards. Pacers beat the Nets. The Celtics beat the Bulls tonight. The Knicks, 138-89 over the 76ers. Pistons beat the Raptors, 113-95. Clips beat the Rockets. Timberwolves beat the Trailblazers. And the Heat, 123-111 over the New Orleans Pelicans. Look around the league. I was going to ask, what do you guys think about? I mean, I've seen a lot. Well, the suspensions came down for Detroit and Charlotte. You saw, I think it was 7 games for Isaiah Stewart, which we had the over under 7. That was good. That was a good line. 7.5. And they went 7 for him. What did they go 4? Did they go 4 for I'm trying to remember this off the top of my head. I believe they went 4 for
Bridges.
They went 4 for Bridges, and then I think it was
Diabate too, right?
And I thought it was 2 for was it 4 for Diabate?
2 for Durant, I think.
Durant got 2. Yeah, somebody let me know what the official was. Do you think they were too harsh, or was it too easy on Isaiah Stewart? I personally thought I'm surprised they only got 7. I thought it'd be in that 7, but I thought go ahead. What is it?
I got him. Isaiah Stewart 7, Miles Bridges 4, Diabate 4, and Durant is 2.
Got it. I thought it'd be in that 7 to 10 range. I didn't know if they would have went 10 for him. But that is what it is. Surprised LaMelo didn't get 1. He did come off the bench. They didn't give him a game for that. But listen, to your point, Chris, you said it the other night. I mean, yeah, you like a little bit of action in the NBA. You can't do this every night, but in a league, because this is our next topic I want to get into is the tanking. But in a league where you have a third of the league tanking and not caring at all about games, I'm not mad that there's some teams that care about what's going on in the regular season enough to fight about it. And the Hornets, you got to give them credit. You got to get a Killer Beast credit, because you're not fighting people if you don't respect them. And so I think they came in, they lost to the Pistons, but they gave them a punch, and they're scrappy, young, hungry team coached by Charles Lee. They I think that's a game you going against the top team in the East. You want them to feel you, and so I'm not mad at all. If I was a fan of the Hornets, I wouldn't be mad at all that we went up in there and we threw some punches and we acted like we cared about that game. So kudos to Charlotte Hornets. And again, I give the Detroit Pistons credit for getting a dub and not letting them beat them and not getting punked. But I do think, again, Stewart, he's reckless. That's what he does. I think he should be on a short leash. Anything else he does should be like you touch anybody, it's a multi-game suspension. But yeah, overall, I'm not mad that there's some guys went at it the other night.
No, I'm not mad at it, and I'm especially not mad that they didn't make it completely overblow this whole situation and say we're gonna give these guys each 7 to 10 games, because at that point it's just you got All-Star break coming up too, and that'd be a lot of time off. So I'm okay with it. I told you guys that you need the ratings to go up, and that certainly does play a part in it. But also, again, I agree with you too, Trey, where it's like you can't be doing it every night, but it's good for the league. It certainly is, because if those teams somehow meet up in the playoffs, something like that, it's just going to be even better.
Fun.
Yeah, I'm glad that Adam Silver is a commissioner, not David Stern, because I think that Beef Stew might have been playing ball in some overseas country had he been here. And do I feel like the suspensions were unwarranted? No, they were about right. When I said 15 for him, I thought that his pass would pay a significant impact, and I think that's why he got the 7. If you're going to give Diabate 4, you should have gave Durant 4 as well, because he's the one that started the whole thing. I mean, you mushed the man in the face. What you expect to happen? You can't mush a man in the face and only get 2 games. Like, you got to fight off of that. But it's really, it is, and it's shocking, but I think that the fight was a good thing to have. Got people talking about the NBA. And so I'm trying to look up the schedule now and see when the Hornets play the Pistons again, because that'll be much-see TV, and I think the ratings will go up tremendously. I agree with you all. If they meet in the playoffs, that'll be even better. And we're in a good spot with this NBA. Spin the guys, fight. But you remember back in the 80s, you could fight and you'd be back the next game. I mean, the NBA was basically the WWE reincarnated. So a lot of good things came from it. The important thing is I saw the Hornets come back and rebound and win a basketball game tonight. And Hornets are turning into a tough team. The biggest thing for me that night, though, was Charles Lee getting ejected for going to bat for his players after it. And that's what you want for your coach. If you see your players get effed over, you want a coach to go in there and make a point and let the referees know why they were wrong and have your back. And Lee did that. And I think that's why those guys are playing much better basketball than a lot of other teams in the East right now.
Jay Lewis says Stewart should have gotten a little more than that. Let me see. Anybody else say anything here on this? Steeler face says suspensions might help us catch up to the Hornets. Yeah, maybe. Alexander, me, NM9YW says, do you think the Bucks can make the play? Yeah, they can make it. They're definitely thinking things for the play, and I 100% think they can do that.
I can't. Will.
Yeah. Matter of fact, with the way Atlanta's playing and Chicago, I wouldn't be surprised if they should at least be the 10 seed. Hopefully, they can get themselves a little better than that and get themselves an opportunity where they're not just they don't have to win. Because if you're the 10, you got to win 2 to get in, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So hopefully that's how we can. Hopefully that works. Going back to, I know somebody else in the chat said, Emphasis, I wish they'd fix the tanking situation. Too many teams trying to lose. That was the next topic I wanted to ask you guys about. Tanking in the NBA. I don't know if you've seen the Utah Jazz lately, but they're going to the fourth quarter, not playing Laurie Markkanen. They just got Jaren Jackson. They're not playing it. They're basically just not playing their best players when they get to the fourth quarter. And the other night they actually beat the Heat doing that. But for the most part, they are actively tanking. The Wizards obviously traded for 2 guys that are injured, actively tanking. The Nets are actively tanking. The Indiana Pacers are actively tanking. What other teams are out there actively? I'm trying to think of teams that are actively tanking. The Chicago Bulls are actively tanking. The Memphis Grizzlies are actively tanking. The Pelicans are tanking. They're not even trying to because they don't have their own pick because Atlanta can take it from them. So I mean, they're tanking, but they're not trying to. And Sacramento has lost like 13 games in a row. So where do you guys stand on all this tanking in the NBA? How do you and if you were to commit, how would you fix it?
To me, the tanking sucks. I hate it because of just the amount of just non-competitive games there are now. When you get to this point in the season, you see a ton of 130 to 99 games, and it's just like that's really not an enjoyable product at that point. Like, I would understand why ratings would go down at this point when teams are just mailing it in and getting blown out. And it also sucks for the fans too, because the fans obviously want to just go spend their money and watch competitive basketball, and it's just not competitive basketball. And that's why you see even in the building sometimes, like there's really not that many people in these arenas at these tanking teams. So I'm not really sure how I'd fix it, honestly. It seems like a big problem. Maybe if I think of something, I'll chime back in, but I really don't know.
You know, our homie Trey comes on 9 to noon with John Kuhn and Rami Makloff, who was, man, I hate that I had to do that work thing and missed it because he's absolutely electric and epic on this show. And Brandon Schneid. And Kuhn had a great take on it. And I'm not going to steal this as my own take or anything, but he mentioned that you do a reverse tank playoffs. And those teams, instead of just putting it in a ping pong thing, you got to play for the number 1 pick. And if your team gets it, if you win it out or whatever, then you get the number 1 pick. I thought that was a creative idea.
Here's your issue with that, though, Justin.
I'm going to give it to you.
Okay.
Because I think I know where you're about to go. So the challenge that was brought up to Kuhn, and I agree with this challenge. If I'm on a tanking team, and let's say I'm on this team, right? And I'm Bobby Portis. Right. Knowing that I'm probably going to be somewhere else next year, I'm not competing to help you win that number 1 pick.
Right.
So maybe you do it where the team that finishes the first out of the playoffs gets more ping pong balls than the team that sucks the worst. Because that'll encourage you to play for something to keep playing and flip the ping pong balls
just
around.
Make them have the number 1 overall pick.
Whoever has the least
the worst record, that's the best record of the teams that missed the playoffs.
Yeah. Got to do something to make them hoop, because Chris is right. You're paying electric, you're paying water. You're paying all these people to come work, and you got 17 people in the crowd and 300 people working. So it doesn't make sense. And that's where you would figure the owners would have something to say about this, but they'll come out with an extra throwback jersey and get us all to condescend to buying it, and they'll stay afloat.
What about shortening up the regular season?
It's a money thing because you shorten the regular season, those TV contracts. Yeah, it's just less money. So I don't think it's just always hard to put the toothpaste back in the tube, and just like the NFL, they're never going back to 16 games, and when they get the 18th, they're never going to go back to 17. Like they're going to, it's just more revenue, and I don't see them dropping down the regular season at all. I don't know. I mean, again, my other thing on the picking. Again, here's the thing: the worst teams, you don't get like the goal should be for the worst teams to get better. Like they should get the best picks because you want the bad teams to get better. That way they don't stay in the in the tanking situation. Because if you're good, you have no reason to want to tank. But I don't know I really don't know how you solve it. I don't think because that's the other thing. The last 5 years in a row, the worst team in the NBA has not gotten the number 1 overall pick. I think it's something. It's like the last 5 or 6 years they've never gotten it. And so if you're the worst team, you're going, we'll see. It's hard to get it because we're always bad, and I can never get a number 1 overall pick. Whereas any team that gets a Wemby automatically gets to shoot their chances up. Look at Dallas; they're shooting their chances right up. To get a Cooper Flag, they're bad again this year. They're going to get another big time pick. So you'd hope that they start to compete pretty soon here. But I'm not sure what the idea is, what the best idea is to combat tanking either right now. But I say it's definitely a problem. I get they try to do the play-in, so they have more teams trying to shoot for something. And I'll say this: I'm glad that the Milwaukee Bucks aren't a team that wanted to tank, and I'm glad Giannis is like, no, we're not doing that. And again, it's just fun to play for something. I get if you're always in the play-in and 7 to 10. I get that. I'll be annoyed at that, but I mean, no, it's fun to play for some. Hornets fans look like they're having some fun with their team playing for something. So it's a different look, and hopefully the Bucks are in it and they're able to win it and get into the big dance because that's the only way you can make some noise.
The 99 or 98 San Antonio, I think it was the 97-98 San Antonio Spurs is what ruined all this stuff. If you remember, it's probably, now I'm about to date myself. It's all good though. David Robinson got hurt. David Robinson was out majority of the year. San Antonio Spurs were the worst team in the NBA. Ended up getting number 1 pick. Grabbed Timmy Duncan. David Robinson came back that next year. Timmy Duncan was there. Sean Elliott, Avery Johnson. Instantly won a championship against the Knicks in a lockout shortened season. Once that happened, it seemed like that's the first. And I don't really think that San Antonio Spurs team tanked. I just think that their star player was hurt. But now all these other teams are like, well, hell, if it worked for the Spurs, I might as well trade for Trae Young and AD, sit them down, end up being a number 1 team. And now I'm going to add one more player. Now we got a big 3 and we go beat the whole entire league. It has to stop though. And I'm with you. I don't know how it stops, but it just needs to.
Yeah, the only other thing I think is that you really start to find these teams and or take away draft picks. If but I don't know how you can. It's hard to prove, and I think it'd be very arbitrary to do it. So that's how that would go. All right. Anything else you guys want to get at? Look around. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I got one. I want to talk about this All-Star game, man.
Okay.
When I was a kid, going back to the 90s again, NBA All-Star Weekend was like the biggest thing after the Super Bowl until opening day and stuff like that. Dunk contest is absolutely amazing. 3-point contest, amazing. Rookie sophomore games. I remember going in 96 in San Antonio. Some of the best basketball you could see. And now I think the highlight of the NBA All-Star Weekend might be the Rising Stars Challenge. Potentially, or the 3-point contest, but it's a joke. You got Jason Richardson's kid out there in the slam dunk contest because he's his kid. I know Jackson Hayes can fly. I know Carter Bryant can fly. I mean, Bobby in the 3-point contest, is that like, really? Like,
I mean, he does have a top 5 3-point percent. Isn't he top 5 in the league shooting threes?
he might be, but we putting him in over AJ though. Like, I mean,
He's shooting the three better than AJ.
Bobby ain't. And look, you know,
didn't AJ get in 1 year?
I don't think he's been in yet, has he?
I thought he did.
I thought he did. I think AJ got in and he was ass.
No,
I'm trying to remember.
Was he with
I'm gonna look it
Indy?
up.
Was that Indy?
I feel like he was.
I don't know.
Or maybe they didn't. Who was it that got in? Maybe he wasn't in there.
Dame got in.
I feel like, I know Dame got in.
Middleton was terrible in Charlotte.
Did Beasley?
Yeah, so he didn't get in last year. Somebody, it must have been B. B's got it. Somebody bad got in and was, or somebody good got in. Somebody on our team got in and was ass.
Middleton.
Maybe it wasn't AJ Green. It was Middleton.
Middleton in Charlotte.
Okay, but that was a long time ago. I'm talking about. I thought it was somebody recent who got in and wasn't good. I know Dame got in, but I feel like I feel like somebody else got in, but Dame won it though. Who won it last year?
That's the issue with the
Steph. I don't remember. Yeah, I know. And then remember. The funniest thing was, what year was that? The Chris Paul and Wemby did the they cheated during the what's the one where they passed the ball, the skills comp, when they pass the ball, when they do the fucking race where they be I think it's called, is it just called a skills comp?
Skills challenge, yeah.
I think it's the skills. Yeah, I remember when Wemby and Chris Paul cheated. Okay, so it was Beasley. Okay, people in chat saying it was Beasley. I remember when they cheated. That was funny. But yeah, I mean, it's the 3-point contest is probably the only good contest there. I remember I liked the spot up challenge. Remember they used to have an old school. It used to be a WNBA player, an old school, celeb, and then you used to have a current player. And then I remember one time the Giannis and they were ass. They did it and were terrible. You can't have 3 guys in that and can't shoot. But
then you had Dale, Steph, and Seth won in 1 year.
Yeah. So I mean, you have stuff like that. I mean, again, the only way you can save All-Star Weekend is a one-on-one contest. That's it. One-on-one.
Tyler Hero was your winner last year.
Oh, Hero won it last year. I think it's interesting. Dame's back in it and hadn't played it. Dame's back in it and hadn't played. I thought it was interesting. There's a celebrities 3-point contest, and somehow they put, what's my man do all the TikToks? Jared McCain. They put Jared McCain in there with the celebrities doing. I don't understand that. Giannis coaching Shams and the. I don't know, man. I just don't have anything to expect. Do you guys expect anything from the new format? U.S. versus the world. You see the commercial? Did you see the commercial?
No, I didn't see it.
That's stupid.
I think we should do a show our Sunday night. Saturday, Thursday, Monday, something. Maybe not.
Yeah, we might work something in Sunday night. We'll see.
Why don't we go live if Bobby win that joint?
All right. It's
all right, so we'll see y'all next week is what we saying. He ain't winning that shit.
He ain't winning anyway.
Bobby. He ain't winning.
Yeah.
I don't know. Bobby a volume shooter though. He ain't got to pass it nobody. He might go already.
Yeah, he'll get tired. He's not gonna be able to go around the horn like that.
I know.
So
my bad. I know I might be an odd man out here, but I'm enjoying what they're trying to pull out all the stops. I'm okay with them doing a USA versus world. I think it would be fun. Now Giannis not being there kind of hinders it from being.
Shay's not gonna be there.
Oh, okay. Well,
Giannis not gonna be there. Shay's not gonna be there. Steph's out. Like there's a bunch of guys. I don't know if Anthony Edwards is gonna play. There's gonna be a bunch of guys out too.
But still, I mean, I think the idea of it is good. Like if everybody was healthy, I think. Giannis is one of those guys that kind of riles everybody else up. Like, he's going to play hard. And so I could see where he would influence a little bit. But That's not going to happen this year because he's not going to play. So and all those other guys not playing. But I do appreciate some of the other like trying to make it at least something competitive or something different than what it's been because it's been ass. So it don't hurt to try to change it.
Hey, rank y'all all-stars from the 4 big sports 1 through 4.
On the All-Star games, NFL's last. They even have what they do? I don't even know if they watch. Ain't it on YouTube now? I don't even know if did they even televise it?
I don't know. I didn't watch it.
So did they did the 4 nations for NHL as their All-Star. Yeah, that might be better than the MLB.
Yeah, it's between NHL and MLB. Yeah. It's between, even though I don't watch, I watch MLB. I don't ever watch NHL. So, but it probably between one of those two and then NBA. But again, to your point though, Chris, the game is only going to be as good as how hard the players want to play.
Right.
Because again, you could do East-West. If the guys played hard, it'd be great. So, I mean, and to your point, I think in this format, I think they will play hard that way. Remember the first year Kobe died and they did the Elam ending and they did the 20. That was a great game. I think for 2 years of it, they had a really good game.
But it has to be close though. Like it can't be a 50-point blowout in the second quarter, and then it's like that's what makes it bad. Like I get why the Elam ending made it close because it was a close game. Like if the chips lay to where it's gonna be a close game at the end, then they might turn it up at the end. That's always how it's gonna be though, as long as nobody's getting blown out.
Yeah, if I had to rank them, I'd go NHL 1 because there's skills competition, I think, is one of the best to watch. And I mean, even if you don't, they're not going to have it this year, obviously, because of the Olympics. I'd go MLB 2 because the home run derby is just insane. And then NBA and the NFL stuff. Like at this point, you might as well just get these boys. No more subbing people in and all that stuff. Just give the number ones their money and let's not have a game. But hey, man, I'm going to watch All-Star Weekend. I'm going to try to get excited about it. Hopefully we'll get one closer on the East Coast again. We can go. I think it's next year. Isn't it out West again?
I'm not even sure.
Like it was San Francisco. Now we're LA. Like we need one back on the East. We need one in Milwaukee, but wonder why Mr. Silver won't let that happen.
This just been announced. NBA and ESPN. Cooper Flag. It's another guy. I'm talking about All-Star Weekend. Cooper Flag, MRI, left midfoot sprain. He's going to miss the game Thursday against the Lakers. He'll also miss the Rising Stars game on Friday. So, again, it's another story. It's just more injuries and guys can't stay healthy. So, you got another guy, Cooper Flag, has been fun to watch in the in this game, but he's out. So, I'm sure somebody had plans to be in some tropical destination is going to be pissed off that they are getting called to come go to All-Star Weekend. All right. Anything else?
27 is Phoenix.
Okay.
So 3 in a row on the West Coast. Milwaukee can't get one though.
Well, yeah, no, because they went Cleveland, Indiana, and they went Indiana, Cleveland, and somebody else. I feel like it was somewhere else in the mid. Did they go Chicago? I think it went Chicago, Indiana, Cleveland, and then but the Milwaukee guy didn't get one. Anything else before we get up out of here? Any other topics you might want to get at?
How about my boy Gregory Gard yesterday? Great coaching effort by Mr. Gard. Go down there and beat University of Illinois on their home floor.
Yeah, got a dub. How Dayton looking?
Nah, I don't want to talk about it.
Okay. They ain't gonna make the dance?
Nah, not even close.
Oh, AG about to be cooked.
He's about to be fired, yeah. Or they'll force him to step down. No, but Justin, to your point though, Bucky, that game against Indiana at Indiana was absolute horse crap. That was insane.
I agree.
They got that. Talk about a game you can blame on the refs. That's a game you can blame on the refs. That was ridiculous. So Trey and everybody in the chat, if you didn't see the game, they had the ball with 17 seconds left. Up 1, Wisconsin did in overtime. And the fact that it got to overtime off of 4 free throws anyway was crazy because Wisconsin was up 4. But 17 seconds left, OT, they call offensive foul when I think it was Nick Boyd, like some dude just like jumped in front of him and had a collision. Offensive foul. And then a foul call on the other end, game-winning free throws with 2 seconds left. It was ridiculous.
That's tough. I saw an ending the other. I don't know who it was. Was it Ohio? I forgot who it was. But there was a huddle. There was a huddle on the floor, and with like however much time left, the defense the timeout. They huddled. I guess they were sweating everywhere in the huddle. Didn't clean it up.
Last night, Purdue, Nebraska.
That was Purdue, Nebraska. That was hilarious. I don't know who that was hilarious. Buddy slipped. And then his teammates coming to pick him up, slipped too, and he lost off that.
Ball boy needs to be under investigation.
Yeah, it was tough. Steeler faces Marquette choked again. James Moore, one last question. He says, let's talk where you guys see Rollins when he returns. Let's talk about where you guys see Rollins. What do you mean where you – I see him in the same spot. I don't think anything's going to change. I think it's going to be I think Rollins is going to – I think Rollins is going to reclaim his spot at the 2. And again, Rollins, the difference with Rollins, and we'll see it, but Cam Thomas hitting threes too. I do like that KPJ is the one on ball. Like I think when Cam, if he's trying to run everything, is probably a little too much, and I don't think he's going to pass enough. That's why I think KPJ, he, as much as everybody calls him a non-winning player, like he isn't just looking for a shot every single time. So I think he's got to be the one that runs the point out of that group. I think Ron's got to stay aggressive and keep looking for his game. But it'd be interesting. Could you see a 3-guard lineup with those 3? You would have good defense there. Again, that may be a little too small guarding the 3, but so is AJ Green. But yeah, I don't know. I think he'll be back in his normal spot is what I would say.
Yeah, he will. For me, I think again it just goes to the point of him being young, and he's had some. I mean, he struggled on Monday, but we're right back to it. We're right back trusting Ryan Rollins because he's done some really good things this year. Plays great defense, long wingspan, and can certainly score the basketball. So the bigger point is like, okay, now we have 3 guys that can all make an impact, whereas Cole Anthony was a guy who was typically a DMP. So you're just happy that we have the depth, and if now it's different because we talked about Ryan Rollins and KPJ have to be great like together. Well, now you've got another option that can also be great.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with both you gentlemen. I think Ryan Rollins stays in his same exact spot. Like you just said, Chris, it takes a lot of the pressure off the other 2 guards. Also takes some of the pressure off of AJ Green. Takes pressure off of Miles Turner. And when Giannis comes back, the best thing you could do with the gentleman with a sore calf is put a guy around him that he trusts that can score the basketball. I think it's a great problem to have. You got Oos out there getting buckets. We know Bobby can go on a hot streak. We know Miles can get hot at times. Hell, Jericho Sims has scored 15-plus points a couple times this year, right? It's a great thing to have. And with a team that is banged up as what we've been this year, pause, it's a good spot to be in for us. So Ryan will come back. He'll be great. One quick thing, man. Chris was talking about the lack of fans in the arena. I was watching this OKC and this Phoenix game out the corner of my eye. I just noticed the Gorilla was on my TV, and he was trying hard to find people to throw T-shirts to in the lower bowl. That's how bad this has gotten in the NBA. Sorry.
Yeah, it's 134-107 right now. And they get the Suns getting they butts whooped. So it is tough. Pickle Luke says, I love your videos, and do you think Jane could be like Jabari Parker? Like Parker's supposed to be with us, and he did for the first 2 years, but after that he said, I don't think he's like Jabari Parker. I don't know enough about Jane. I don't see Jabari Parker jumping through the gym. I don't know that Jang is like that, so I don't think they're the same type player. You say, could he be like Jabari Parker? I don't see that, but let you guys get a thought.
No, I agree. I don't know that they're the same type of player, but what's important is that we got a young athletic wing that can space the floor, and hopefully his game evolves to that of a Jabari Parker around the rim, because that would just expand what he could do for this basketball team.
Yeah, I hate comparing guys like that. I agree with you. Jabari was one of the most athletic players ever. I don't think Jabari ever sucked either. I just think Jabari's knees gave out on him, and you can't. It's like trying to drive a car with 3 tires. That joint ain't rolling down the street. But yeah. I love Oos, man. And this is only one game though, so and caution ourselves just like we do with Cam Thomas, right? He's not going to do this every game, but you saw a lot of potential with him going forward, and he was the 11th pick for a reason, man. He's a lottery pick, and I think that we'll see some good stuff coming from the kid. And hey, let's see it for 3, 4, 5 more games, man. Let's see it for 3, 4, 5 games of Cam Thomas. And I tell you, man, this train getting ready to leave that station. So you want to jump on that big dog, better go ahead on and jump on down because we get a little bit too far down there. We'll be kicking your ass off the train. We ain't letting you on down.
There you go. Day one is just me. Oos. Let's take it there, man. Good stuff. Bucks win it tonight. Big win. They won 4-5, looking for 5 or 6 going into the break. They are currently 22-30. Again, they're tied in the loss column with Atlanta. And they have one less loss to Chicago, half game out of 11. So the Bucks continue to look to make their ascent into the play-in. We appreciate everybody for joining us. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you were here with us tonight. A lot of you guys were here with us locked in tonight. A big Bucks win over the Orlando Magic. Get that final one more time for you. It was 116 to 108. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate all the super chats. Appreciate all the comments here. Appreciate the comments on Twitter. We appreciate the love as always. As always, tell a friend, tell another friend about the Cream City Cross. It is the best walking in all of the land. Often imitated, never duplicated. Make sure you hit that like button, follow, subscribe. If you didn't hit that like button on the way in, hit that like button on the way out. Woo! Big win tonight for your Milwaukee Bucks. This has been the Cream City Media Group. I'm the Guru.
Chris King.
Justin.
If I am your enemy, it's only because I dare to tell you the truth. Don't take no wood nickels.